By the way, what is that? Dog tags.
Hey. Oh, fuck, man. Right, don't mind that. That was some cunnilingus. My name is... Amazing handwriting. And it's only gonna get better from here. Final Fantasy VII. Everybody knows Final Fantasy VII. It's a classic. My mom's pussy knows what a Final Fantasy VII is. It's about this nigga named Cloud. He has some friends, and he's off against one evil entity. Sephiroth. But for me, it was different. It was spiky Beretta tits, all coming together to stop one evil entity. Length. But you know what? It could be worse. I mean, fuck. This is a goddamn fantasy game. I'm allowed to have my own headcanon. And in my headcanon, it was Gohan from Dragon Ball Z trying to escape the clutches of Funimation. Because... I don't know, he got bored of it. Listen, it's a headcanon. It doesn't have to make any fucking sense. But listen, my headcanon is slightly more believable because I changed the name of the character. And you know what? I used to be super vanilla, you know, keep it all the same. But one day I was just like, you know, fuck it. I'ma name the characters after me and my friends. And how is anyone gonna have a problem with that? That's impossible. Like, look at this. This gameplay. So good! Damn! I'm focusing on the attacks and stuff like that. I'm not even focusing on the names of the characters. That's like a completely new way to play the game. Just by naming them differently. Even following the plot's more difficult and challenging and different because they're named after me. So I just have to pay attention to the personality traits. Am I narcissistic? I don't know. I never tried jerking off to myself. Yet, I'll send you the picture of when I do. After playing so many Final Fantasy games, I realized as an adult that there is something more important than friends when it comes to imagination. Words. That's my Final Fantasy! Of course, as an adult, I realized that not everything works like it used to. How old is she again? Oh... morally and legally illegal. Each time I replay a game, the changes I make are as subtle as possible or as abrupt as possible. I'm mixing and matching words just to come up with some dumb concoction that will last me 2 to 3 extra hours of content. I'm just carrying the experience from one stupid playthrough of names to the next stupid playthrough of names. I'm making my own new game plus. And isn't that important? That a game gives you content to make content out of? Or, you know, I guess... Yeah. Content to make content out of. Something that's there that you could change to make it a little bit more entertaining for yourself. How can you not be hooked on the idea? Are you some kind of human electron? Are you a Twitter user? In the 6th generation of video games, voice acting was very common, so giving the ability to name characters was harder due to the idea of having multiple voice actors saying multiple names, or heck, an infinite possibility of names would be very time-consuming and difficult. Final Fantasy X was the first Final Fantasy game on the PS2. It had to be innovative, meaning they added voice acting to stay with the curve.
Let's get going, man.
We're gonna wait.
It could have been like Wild Arms, where it was less praised. People look at this and think, it's the PS2 and I still have to actively read? By the way, Wild Arms came out for the PS4, and I'm fucking excited. It even has a it has a rewind feature, man. With the innovation of voice acting, they never say the main character's name. They just refer to him by his pronouns.
Relax. He's bound to know someone in Luca.
And if not?
He could always join a blitz team. Anyhow, it's better than just leaving him in B.
Which if they didn't refer to him by his pronouns, I assume some names can break the continuity of the story. This was a staple idea to RPGs, or games in general, where they just refer to the main character as pronouns, or they just skim over their name.
He was trying to tell us all something important, and I bet he's probably still working on it somewhere. Ain't no way I'm gonna bail on him just so I can keep...
When I had that strange experience you all mentioned, I saw him and the rest of us there together.
Something soon. We're gonna lose our connection with him. Don't ask how I know.
Back to Final Fantasy X. You also have it like Final Fantasy VIII, where you can name the summons, and this is due to the fact that the summons names aren't ever said in the story because it's not very plot important. They just appear until you sheath them or they get bodied in combat.
Say goodnight, Birdie.
So as generations go on, you know, being able to name a character wasn't impossible. It was just getting more and more difficult with how creative you could be. Fallout 4 had a feature where you're able to name a character, and a robot, voiced by Stephen Russell,
It's Jason.
said around 1,000 names. There's apparently a website where you can check out all these names that they have. And imagine like Mr. Boobies and Cock is there, but your name isn't. I'd get a name change. Honestly, might be a sequel video. Maybe one day developers will find this video and use Google Translate to have names said out loud when you name a character. I'm very creatively resourceful when it comes to names. I'm practically the king of naming things. And you know what? Every king needs their tools, am I right? One of the tools that games give you is context. Context is very important. With Final Fantasy X, again, you start off the game and now you're getting some monologue about how some fucked up shit happens. Some guy tells you the story, and next thing you know, you're fresh off the boat. And some lady's asking you for your autograph. And, oh shit. Didn't expect that. But after a while, you kind of get used to it. You even take solace in the opportunities and even creative liberties. It's like they will give you such a small introduction and you just have to work with that. Like, oh, who's this person? Oh, this is your friend? Go ahead, name them. All right, I guess I know what to name them. Oh, this is another one of your friends. Go ahead, name them. Yeah, okay, I got it. Oh, hey, this is a pet plant. Yeah, we need you to name this, buddy. Oh yeah, I know exactly what to name this thing. And then, you know, bam, like that. It works. Mixing uppercase and lowercase letters, and even just using them in battle just for eye candy. There's something beautiful about that. Albeit some of the changes between languages just seem very arbitrary. Like, what the fuck is the difference between English UK and English US? Do they autocorrect water into water? If I put miles per hour, is my Nintendo Switch gonna explode? Man, I'm so confused, but these vast options with different emojis and different languages and what the hieroglyphics only using a gamer tag. Dude, video games are becoming mad inclusive. They even added an alien language for Elon Musk's child. Nah, but for real? How are they gonna miss out on my favorite dialect? Enchantment tables. Another tool would be the space you have for naming a character. In Earthbound, I have such limited space because, well, my theory is that the developers came up with the name of the characters first, and the name of the character with the longest name determined the font size they would use for the battles. Then they made the size of the UI and status menu to fit said size of the font. I assume this is where they figure out which font they wanted to use as well. For some reason, the other naming options, you're allowed more space to name things, meaning that what I said could be true. I mean, could you imagine if I put Christopher here? That shit would look really tacky. Also, back then, I don't think they coded games in which they could automatically shrink the font size as the name got longer. Making a nickname here would be the ideal play, and full name would be for a game like this, where the boxes and UI was made for the name length. This reminds me of how arcade games only allowed you to have 3 letters, so usually you had to abbreviate your name due to... I don't fucking know how they layered it. Yeah, sometimes you come across a hemorrhoid, and you have to use the tool inside of your head. Your creativity. It's the only way to circumvent this pain in the ass. Let's talk about the last tool, which is in Smash 4. You could give your taunt a low flair by giving it a name.
Ready?
I'll take that. I'll take that trade.
Yeah, alright. No, wrong one! Wrong one! What? Wrong one! Wrong one! Wrong one! There we go.
But they removed that in Ultimate, meaning that you can only just give your character a little name tag, which I guess it gets the job done. XCOM 2 is a hardcore grid-based strategy game. If a soldier dies, that nigga's gone. Forever. And although while I can do this, which is pretty neat, being able to save mid-combat, hell, being able to name those saves before you make any irrational decisions is pretty damn useful, as you can go back in time and prevent a complete butterfly effect from happening. This was a problem in Sierra games. Because of your action or lack thereof, the game is in a state where you cannot win because you got soft locked. So if you made a save file after that happens, you're pretty much fucked. That save file is bricked. But if you make a save file before, then you could essentially name it and make something that could cause a dependent memory in which the context of the words instantly make you remember where you are in the game. Last but not least, save files have a helping hand in a creepypasta, such as Ben Drowned. It's a story that originated from 4chan. Yeah, I know, not... Alright, I'm grasping at straws here, but like, it's kind of cool, I guess. Like, I don't remember the story. I think it's something about someone got a copy of Majora's Mask. There was a save file called Ben. I guess the person was named Ben, and I don't know, Ben drowned because he was black. So then he haunted the game, I think. I don't know. Okay, maybe naming save files isn't like the coolest thing in the world. I mean, at least I could do this. Like, I could just go to my memory card and see something like this. How do you have a problem with this? This is lit. I feel connected to that save file. The other day, I was playing Minecraft, and I worked my blood and XP to make weapons, and I had the gratification of naming them something with some kind of meaning to them. It must be the same way a parent feels when it comes to naming a kid or a pet plant. That makes sense, yeah. When you name a silent protagonist, it's meant so the character can serve as a self-insert. So when they get bodied, it feels like you get bodied. When they succeed, it truly feels like you succeed. And when they get insulted, you feel insulted too. So when YouTubers have these pets that die in video and it gets showed to their subscribers, their audience in general, you could feel for them. And it's obvious why you could feel for these people. They name these pets. They've been through stuff with these pets. It's not just a random pet. Nah, man. That thing has a name to it. That's not even a thing. I mean, it's technically a thing because it's in a game. That's basically a fucking amalgamation of code. But it doesn't feel like that. It feels like a real organism. Try naming some objects around your home. Like, name them like if they were a real person. You'll feel much closer to them. It'd be like you could treat them like your son eventually, or your fucking child. I don't fucking know. You know, eventually they'll just have like overall meaning behind them. I've always wondered why people just start naming things. And you know, I realized it's like taking ownership. So I decided to take my own advice. I started naming things in real life, and I actually had fun with it. And then I realized, oh shit, I found the title. I've been starting to name things more often. Like, I tried to choose the best name for this artistic picture. I also started naming definitions, because, you know, why the fuck not? Hell, I started naming files to help me better remember what they are and what they do. I learned from playing Persona 5 that if you name your team after an animal, then you instantly gain the support of animal rights activists and furries. Is that true? Sure. Isn't that what sports teams do? Oh yeah, by the way, if you play Persona 5, name your group your mom. You will not be disappointed. All of this because I started naming in video games. Naming is an art form, and developers' reasons for including it can be completely arbitrary. It could be for use of creating an inappropriate name if you want to. I wouldn't, but it does sound like fun. You don't have to worry about stupid handwriting and making some stupid shit like this. It's just rare to see these opportunities where, you know, you could just change something in a cutscene, or even make something subtle that could possibly ruin someone's connection with a character. Even game developers have fun naming in games, and how could they not? It's like when they do that stuff, they add a little bit of charm and fun to the game that helps it ooze out with personality, man. There are so many developers who will hide Easter eggs baked into the action of naming in their games that mentioning all of them will be a whole colonoscopy of its own. And I know this isn't an entirely new concept. People have been naming characters goofy ass shit since the dawn of naming. Of course, your name won't be original. He named this character dumbass too? But the idea that someone might be inspired to come up with something original from your unoriginality, I'm sure that's possible. It shouldn't be taken lightly, bro. This video idea isn't original, of course. I'm just saying that when you're given the chance to name your character, do it. There'll be lots of laughs and goofs later to make you laugh. And I rarely see this shit talked about in video form. This shit just usually get pushed under the rug. I don't like that. If you're not naming, then you're missing out in some gaming. That's all I have to say. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen.